Good Friday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to tonight's top stories, let's take a look outside our weather window on this Friday. And boy, it was another one of those low cloud deck days. Some fog this morning once again. And this is a shot looking down at the Rock Island area. And you can see the Columbia River, also the Rock Island Pond. And that pretty much summed up our day today, and boy, did that ever keep things cool. And we're going to stay like that for the next couple of days. And then a big storm system moves through next week. A good chance for snow on Tuesday, Wednesday, and especially on Thursday. Slick, snow-covered roads possible as you make that commute the first into the middle part of next week. But there are some maybes in the forecast, and we'll talk about that in your complete North Central Washington outlook coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. A Douglas County judge is being asked to reconsider his ruling against nurses and other staff dismissed by Confluence Health. The perpetrator of a brutal 1994 murder in Wenatchee has been resentenced to life in prison. And the Wenatchee Police Department is reminding people that porch pirates are especially active this time of year, with thousands of holiday packages being delivered to homes. But first, our top story tonight, a GoFundMe account has been set up to assist the family of 22-year-old Chelan man who was killed Wednesday in a head-on collision on Highway 97 north of the Blewett Pass summit. According to the fundraiser, which was set up by a family member, Donaciano Servine Orozco Jr. was helping his father take his grandmother to an appointment in Seattle when the accident happened. The Washington State Patrol said his father, 46-year-old Donaciano Servine Marquez, was driving a 2007 GMC pickup southbound at 9:12 a.m. when he lost control on the icy roadway and slid into the path of an oncoming semi. Servine Orozco was killed at the scene, and both his father and 61-year-old grandmother were injured and then transported to Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee. The GoFundMe account said Servine Orozco was a 28 graduate of Manson High School and was the oldest of 4 brothers. The account said any money donated will be used to ease the financial burden of his funeral. By 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the account had raised almost $15,000 of the $25,000 goal. A Douglas County judge is being asked to reconsider his ruling against nurses and other staff dismissed by Confluence Health. The Wenatchee healthcare system made COVID-19 vaccination a requirement for all workers in 2021, but 92 employees refused to get their inoculation and then filed a suit against Confluence alleging discrimination. Judge Brian Huber dismissed their lawsuit last month, saying they showed no evidence of the kind of discrimination they alleged. On December 8th, their attorney, Steve Lacey, filed a motion for reconsideration, a prelude for a possible appeal to a higher court. Huber is scheduled to render his decision on that motion next month. Well, in other news, the perpetrator of a brutal 1994 murder in Wenatchee has been resentenced to life in prison. 47-year-old Michael Randall Lauderdale was already serving a life sentence with no possibility of parole in the bludgeoning death of 21-year-old Jeremy Wood. Last year, the Washington Supreme Court ordered that his sentence be reconsidered because Lauderdale committed the crime at only 19 years old. Chelan County Judge Travis Brandt carried out this resentencing Thursday, ruling that the original life sentence remained appropriate. Lauderdale remains incarcerated at Airway Heights Correctional Center outside Spokane. Well, the Wenatchee Police Department is reminding people that porch pirates are especially active this time of year, with thousands of holiday packages being delivered to homes. Police shared a video of one suspect taking a package from outside a Wenatchee home yesterday. They said if you recognize the woman in the video, to please give them a call at 509-663-9911. The department advises people to avoid leaving packages unattended for an extended period of time, and don't leave packages in your vehicle overnight. Well, when we come back, for the first time since 2018, Grant County PUD will be raising its electricity rates. Major autumn storms that battered the Northwest last month, including areas of Okanogan County, are now the subject of an emergency decree from Governor Jay Inslee. Chelan County Commissioners have urged the federal government to abandon proposals for the reintroduction of grizzly bears to the North Cascades. And the Wenatchee School District is entering its budgeting phase, and administrators want the public to understand how the budget works. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Welcome back. In another news, for the first time since 2018, Grant County PUD will be raising its electricity rates. Grant PUD commissioners approved a plan this week to raise rates on residential customers by 3%, which the PUD estimates will cost a typical ratepayer an additional $3.20 a month. The commissioners said inflation has increased the utility's operating expenses by 8.7% for the 2023 budget. The PUD pointed out that its rates are still slightly more than half what the average Washington resident is paying. The rate increases were slightly higher for industrial and agricultural customers. The new rates go into effect on April 1st. Major autumn storms that battered the Northwest last month, including areas of Okanogan County, are now the subject of an emergency decree from Governor Jay Inslee. Okanogan County suffered heavy snow, deep cold, and power outages around November 7th, leaving many rural residents stranded or housebound. In western Washington, 11 counties were hit with major rainstorms and flooding. Inslee's declaration issued yesterday places a state of emergency on those counties and opens up state resources to help with recovery. Chelan County Commissioners have urged the federal government to abandon proposals for the reintroduction of the grizzly bear to the North Cascades. The Trump administration withdrew an earlier draft plan to bring the bears back to the central Washington wilderness. That's where they once ranged extensively. Last month, the Biden administration restarted the planning process. In a formal letter yesterday, the county commissioners said they continue to oppose such plans, quote, given the likely negative impacts to public safety, economic development, recreation opportunities, and the overall livelihood of our rural communities. They also asked to consult with the National Park Service and U.S. Fish and Wildlife about the issue before decisions are made. The Wenatchee School District is entering its budgeting phase, and administrators want the public to understand how the budget works. District officials have warned of financial contractions, which are likely to lead to staff reductions when a final budget is adopted around the end of February. Interim Superintendent Bill Eagle and Assistant Executive Director Corey Callahar put together a 10-minute video for the district's website on the budget structure. Here's a sample.
School districts are funded by a combination of state, federal, and local dollars. Our largest source of revenue, about 69%, comes from the state in two areas: general purpose funds, often called apportionment, and state special purpose funds, which are often referred to as categorical funds.
Within the general fund, most of the dollars, typically around 83%, are used to fund staff, which include teachers, our paraeducators, our principals, and even our operational staff who keep things running smoothly. This also includes the cost of both salaries and benefits like Medicare, Social Security, healthcare, and unemployment benefits as well. The remainder of the general fund dollars are used for supplies and materials, purchase services, such as contracts for services, and some travel.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Eastmont School Resource Officer Ivy Jacobson organized the first ever Eastmont Elves Shop with Cops event this week at Fred Meyer. The event drew law enforcement from throughout the area with the goal of making sure no student goes without a present this year. In tonight's feature story, a video produced by the Eastmont School District captured the spirit of the event.
Today we are here doing our first annual Eastmont Elves Shop with Cops event. This is for selected students who are needing to be blessed this season because they're going through crisis, trauma, medical situation at home, job loss, any financial situation. They were hand selected by Eastmont School District employees from each school, all 9 Eastmont schools, to come here and be blessed with a first responder. They were given a $140 gift card, and Fred Myers has been awesome today to host this first event, and we're hoping to keep on doing it. They're also blessing the kids with a 10% off discount at the register and helping with any overage that may happen.
This is all money that's either fundraised or donated that we will use to have kids get gifts for the Christmas year, and then they'll either spend it on themselves, spend it on family members. We encourage them to spend it on their parents or with their siblings, and a lot of them they just do that naturally too. So it's a great way for us to connect with the community and to have kids to experience good Christmases, just like anybody else would too.
This all happened today because of our community. This money that was given and blessed with these children was fundraised by our Wenatchee Valley community. If you want to be a part of this next year and help us bridge the gap between community and first responders and help our Eastmont students, you may donate to Santa Stars. They are a local nonprofit 501(c)(3). All funds are given back to this community, and particularly the students of Wenatchee, Chelan, and Eastmont School District.
What a fantastic program. Let's take a look now at your north central Washington weather forecast. It was another one of those days, wasn't it? Cloud deck. Yeah, normally under this cloud deck, this is our Billy Goat Sky-Fi Tower camera up in Okanogan County. And normally we can see Pateras and Brewster under these clouds. Also the Columbia and Methow rivers also are usually visible. But look what's above it. Blue sky. And Snoqualmie Pass had clear skies today. Stevens Pass up at Mission Ridge, also blue sky. But this is what we dealt with here in the Wenatchee area as we look down from our Cascadian camera at downtown Wenatchee. And it was one of those days, and it sure kept our temperature down. 21 unofficially our high temperature today. 33 is normal, so still way below where we should be for this time of year as far as temperature. We might see one of the coldest Decembers that we've ever seen here in the Wenatchee area. 58 our record high temperature. That was set back in 1999. 17 our low this morning. That too about 7 degrees below where we should be at 24. And look at that record cold, 11 below zero. And that was set in 1964. Sunrise 7:42 this morning, and the sun set a little while ago at 4:11. Let's take a look now at what we can expect as we get you into the weekend. And tomorrow, almost a carbon copy of today. We're going to continue to see that low cloud deck, low 20s, 22s for Quincy, Ephrata, also Moses Lake, Wenatchee. We will also squeeze in a 22. And then the rest of us just slightly cooler, a lot of 21s on our map, Eniat, Chelan, and also Omak, a high temperature tomorrow of 21 degrees. Taking a look at tonight, patchy fog a possibility, mostly cloudy skies, and look at that cold air continuing to funnel down from the Gulf of Alaska, and that will be our norm tomorrow. Mid-teens for lows tonight, morning fog tomorrow, and then a lot of clouds tomorrow. There is an area of low pressure that's sliding down across Washington state, but not so much Saturday. High temperatures in the low 20s, and then by Sunday, here it is, right in eastern Washington, over about the Ritzville area. That'll bring some clouds our way and about a 30% chance of scattered showers. That could happen off and on throughout the day. Here's that cold air beginning to seep down too, and we'll begin to feel that on Monday. Mostly cloudy. It will be a cold one with highs near 20. I think most of the shower activity will remain to our south on Monday. And that's the color we don't like to see. That pinkish purple color means below zero temperatures. By Tuesday, our next storm system begins to roll through. We'll see snow likely throughout the day on Tuesday, and that'll extend from the western part of Washington all the way into the Rocky Mountains for Wednesday. That'll be our break. Cloudy skies, maybe some PM snow. That means in the evening hours. High temperatures, cold once again near 20. And there's what we're looking at late on Wednesday night as that monster storm moves our way. And look at this on Thursday. This is your commute time, and it's going to be a mix of rain and snow throughout the day for us. For noon, more rain and snow predicted for Thursday, and then by evening hours we should see snow, and that is statewide, an all-day event shaping up as we get you into Thursday. So by Monday, I should say Sunday rather, by Monday, isolated morning snow showers, cloudy in the afternoon with high temperatures in the lower 20s as we get you into Monday. So that's a look at your forecast. I'll tell you what, it's going to be very snowy, especially by Tuesday. Snow likely on Tuesday. High temperatures in those mid-20s, so a bit of a warm-up as we move a little bit into midweek. And then by Tuesday, look at that, cloudy and snow. Will be a bit colder as we get into Wednesday. High temperatures near 20 degrees. And then for the end of our forecast on Thursday, yeah, it will be a snowy one as we mentioned. There's that cold air extending all the way down into the south central part of the country, and we will see high temperatures near 20. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. Low temperature tonight at 15 degrees. We'll see 22 with morning fog tomorrow. Going to be a lot like today, 17 our low. Scattered snow showers for Sunday, 22 once again our high. And then that colder air moves in just in time for the start of next week. Mostly cloudy and 20 on Monday. Snow is likely all day on Tuesday, 21. Evening snow showers for Wednesday and 20 degrees. And by the time we get to Thursday, I think that's our best chance for snow with a high of 23. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News News continues right after this.
The NCWLIFE channel offers marketing packages that help you build your brand and sell your products and services. From traditional TV ads to targeted digital campaigns, let us help you build your customer base. Call NCWLIFE channel today.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy finally Friday. Potential 14-point swing right before half was the difference last night. San Francisco held off Seattle 21-13 at Lumen Field. With just under 2 minutes left in the half and the Seahawks trailing 7-3, Quandre Diggs dropped a sure interception to midfield. Following a punt, the Niners forced a Travis Homer fumble. Returning it to the 5-yard line, San Francisco scored and led 14-3 at the half. They go on for the win. Coach Pete Carroll says that was a huge turning point in the game.
It felt like we gave them 14 points in the game, and they may have earned it another way, and I don't want to take anything away from their win. It's a nice win for them to come up here and get us up here. It's a big deal, and but that was an enormous opportunity. We would have the ball at midfield at least with 2 minutes to go, and we start the drive there, and who's to say? I don't know how much Diggs could have brought the ball back too. He might have scored. I don't know what he would have done with it. So we just missed that opportunity. But even more, they get the ball, because we fumble on the next sequence, and they're on the 5-yard line. It's bad football.
Quandre Diggs says it's one of 2 plays this season that he will really hang with him. He admits he should have intercepted that ball.
There's other plays out there that we got to have, and, I do think that was a big momentum shift, though, me not catching that ball. So I'll be better. It's all I can do. I take it. It's on me. I dropped it. I'm not gonna shy away from who I am. I've made enough plays in this league where, I know when it's on me and I know when it's not, and that play's on me. So I'm gonna go from there.
Seattle scored its only touchdown with 3:35 left on a 10-yard pass from Geno Smith to George Fant. Seattle kicked the ball deep. San Francisco able to run the clock out and secure its 7th straight victory. Brian Bonet went down with a knee injury last night. Coach Carroll says Tyler Lockett broke his hand.
And Tyler Lockett broke a bone in his hand, and his index finger right in here, and it's legit and all that, and we got to figure out what's the right way to go. I can't even fathom that. I can't fathom playing without Tyler. I got a chance to hang with him just to try to express what it's like to be working with a guy like this for so long, and such an incredible player. He doesn't, he's not in tremendous pain. He's got a broken hand. I don't need to feel sorry for him, but he's such a magnificent football player and a member of a team and a member of a community in our area and our fans and all that we're going to miss the heck out of him, whatever he misses. And you just don't think of Tyler having to suffer through stuff. He should just be having fun and playing the game the way he loves to do it and keep thrilling us like he does. So just add it to the night.
San Francisco wrapped up the NFC West title with the win. Seattle dropped to 7-7. Next up, a Christmas Eve matchup on the road at Kansas City. The rest of the NFC West schedule has Arizona playing at Denver Sunday at 1:05 on Fox. Rams and Green Bay to face the Packers on Monday Night Football. That's on ESPN. Washington State continues its preparations for the 2nd annual Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl coming up tomorrow. The Cougs got some FaceTime on Jimmy Kimmel's show last night, right after Fresno State made an appearance the night before.
Now, this is a major announcement. In college football, Washington State takes on Fresno State in the 2nd annual Jimmy Kimmel LA Bowl on Saturday. Last night, we had the Bulldogs from Fresno State with us. Tonight, we're hosting the players from Washington State. The Cougars are in the building right now. Good-looking group of kids. I want to give each player a chance to say his name and position. But we don't have time to do it individually like they do at the game, so I want you to say all your names and positions at once, okay? Are you ready? All right, 3, 2, 1.
I love that touch right there. Game kicks off tomorrow, 12:30 from SoFi Stadium. You can watch it on ABC. Well, coming up this weekend in college basketball, big one for the 15th-ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs tomorrow. They'll play 4th-rated Alabama. That's at 10 o'clock in the morning on CBS. Eastern Washington hosts UC Davis at 1 o'clock on ESPN+. Washington hosts Idaho State tomorrow night at 7 on the Pac-12 network. Washington State will play at 11th-rated Baylor Sunday night at 7 o'clock on ESPN2. On the ladies' side, Washington State hosts Jackson State tomorrow at 1. 23rd-rated Gonzaga will host BYU in a WCC clash at 2 o'clock. Haley Van Lith and the Louisville Cardinals play at Pittsburgh Sunday morning at 11 on the ACC network. Washington will host Liberty Sunday at noon. Well, the Seattle Kraken limp home after a 1-3 road trip on the East Coast. Seattle lost the final game of that trip yesterday in Raleigh by a score of 3-2 to the Carolina Hurricanes. Ryan Donato and Daniel Sprong scored for the Kraken. Seattle returns home to face Winnipeg Sunday at 5 o'clock. You can watch that on Root Sports Northwest. Well, Penticton will certainly have revenge on its mind at the South Okanagan Event Center tonight when the Wenatchee Wild come calling. Wenatchee ended the V's 40-game winning streak going back to last season last Friday. At the Town Toyota Center, Penticton stumbled on the next night at Cranbrook before stomping Merritt 8-0 this week. Puck drops tonight at 7 o'clock. Wenatchee stays on the road tomorrow at Vernon for a 6 o'clock game time. The Wenatchee Wrestlers came from behind for a Big 9 win on the road at Eisenhower last night. They were trailing 26-23, 3 matches left. Guess what? They pinned all 3 and wound up winning over the Cadets 41-26. Congrats to the Panthers. Coming up on the mats tomorrow, Oroville hosts a multi-team tournament starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. Eastmont and Wenatchee are at the Cadet Classic in Yakima starting at 9:30. Moses Lake continues wrestling in the 2-day Tri-State Invite at North Idaho College. Big Cashmere Invite starts tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. What else do we have? Well, the Les Schwab Prep Boys Swimming and Diving scoreboard down at Lions Pool in the Yakima area yesterday. Eastmont split with West Valley and Sunnyside at Lions Pool, falling to the Rams 75-74, but topping the Grizzlies 96-39. Moses Lake dominated Ike and Davis, downing the Cadets 142-24 and the Pirates 146-18. Prep girls basketball last night. Couple of scores for you. Bridgeport beat Soap Lake and Manson topped Liberty Bell. Turning to the boys' side, Soap Lake edged Bridgeport while Liberty Bell beat Manson. Waterville Mansfield was 10 short, falling to Columbia Hunters on the road 56-46. Busy girls basketball schedule begins early. In fact, it began earlier today. Republic hosting Oroville. Wenatchee's playing at Moses Lake, while Chelan is hosting Omak. Coming up at 6, it's Prosser at Ephrata. Okanagan hosts Tonasket, and Lake Roosevelt's at Brewster. Waterville Mansfield hosts Moses Lake Christian tonight at 7:30. Coming up for the girls tomorrow, Wenatchee's hosting Eastmont at 3 o'clock. Bridgeport takes on Etihad at 4. Moses Lake visits Sunnyside at 4:45. Omak welcomes Lake Roosevelt at 6. It's Quincy at Brewster, while Okanagan visits Colville. Turning to the boys' side for today, Oroville and Republic, they are underway right now. Cashmere visiting Cascade tonight at 7:15, while Chelan's hosting Omak. 7:30 games, Wenatchee's at Moses Lake. Ephrata hosts Prosser, Tonasket at Okanagan, and Brewster welcomes Lake Roosevelt. Coming up tomorrow, it's Okanagan at Colville. Wenatchee's hosting Eastmont at 4:30. Etihad plays at Bridgeport. Moses Lake will tip at Sunnyside at 6:30. Then at 7:15, Omak Lake Roosevelt, followed by Quincy and Brewster. Hey, don't forget, we'll be out at Wenatchee High School tomorrow for a broadcast live. Doubleheader between the Panthers and Wildcats. Grant Olson with the call. Girls at 3, the boys at 4:30. That's sports. Have a safe weekend. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up Monday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. This is the last weekend of Christmas shopping. With Christmas coming up on a Sunday, and this year, like it has been for many, many years, Christmas will be on December 25th. So you're running out of time, and if you're going to be out and about this weekend doing your last-second Christmas shopping, and you find it in your heart to buy your favorite local morning television personality a gift, don't forget, I have a couple of basic rules when it comes to buying me a gift. I like them big and expensive. Just rule of thumb there. Have a great and safe weekend. Join me on Monday morning at 7 a.m. Get your week going with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. Have a good weekend. And that'll do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for being with us and have a great weekend. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCW Life channel.